So today, Senate Republicans were prepared to expel former Senator Justin Eichorn. As you saw, he resigned earlier today before floor session. And so we did not have to go through the practice of doing the expulsion motion. The charge that he's been accused of are so severe, and the transcript based on the reports are very damning. And so even though that has not been done, expulsion has not been done on the floor before, we felt that the charges warranted that today. We are just prayers for the family, the victims of this situation here. It's really a sad thing. We've got to make sure that we're taking care of business here. We did that, and now we're going to be moving forward from here on out, looking at the budget and focusing on the things that need to get done. This would have been a cloud hanging over the Senate. We don't need another one of those, so now we're able to get back to work.
How did he submit his resignation?
Via email. I have not been able to speak with Senator Eichorn, or former Senator Eichorn. We don't have an attorney on file for him. We were just able to get it through an email.
Was it an email from the jail account or something like that? I mean, where was it sent from?
We got an email. So.
Are you concerned at all about
I would be more concerned if this was something that was hanging over us for the rest of the session. I think this is something decisive action needed to take place. And we did not want this to cloud up the issues of the budget going forward and the things that Minnesotans really need. So we want to take care of this quickly and be done with this, do the right thing as a caucus. And I'm very proud of our caucus for being very together on this one, unanimous on the decisions that were made throughout, and we got that done.
You're going to have a special here to replace him before the end of session?
The Constitution lays that out. We'll be working with the governor's office on establishing that timeline.
So, Senator Eichorn charged with felony, not the only member of this body to be charged with felony. Is his resignation prompt for action from your side to try to get Senator Mitchell changed?
This is about Senator Eichorn today. We will consider the other issues going forward, but right now this is what we wanted to focus on. As a caucus, we had control over this, and this is what we wanted to make sure that we took care of.
Was it notable that she wasn't here today?
Today was about Senator Eichorn and making sure that we were taking care of the Senate Republican caucus. Whatever Senator Mitchell had going on, that's up to her. So.
Do you make anything of Democrats waiting until this morning to say that they're prepared to expel?
Say it one more time, I'm sorry.
Do you make anything of Senate Democrats waiting until this morning to say that they were prepared to expel?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that they've been a little bit more reluctant to be part of the expulsion push on this one. As a caucus, so we just wanted to make sure that we were doing the right things from our membership, and so that's why we were very upfront right away asking for his resignation. But then also, when the facts came out yesterday, we were prepared to do the expulsion.
Any thoughts on why they were more reluctant?
I don't want to speculate on what's going on over there.
Can you speak to the counterpoint to the started with Mitchell? And there's, I'm sure, still people who felt similarly that this is an accusation. He has not been found guilty in a court of law. Why you still feel like it was incumbent for the legislature, if he weren't to resign, to take action on your own?
Senate Republicans are committed to doing the right thing. And so this was a situation where a very serious accusation like this with substantive proof behind it as well, too. So quite frankly, this was the right move. I'm very proud of our caucus for what they have done here today and throughout this week on the decisions that they've made, and I will stand behind that.
So the nature of the charges is what led for calls for immediate resignation.
There's a line in the sand. Look, if you're accused with a felony, I think that's serious enough. Our law has distinguished that as a very serious crime. This clearly is a very serious crime. And so we're going to do the right thing as a caucus, and we move forward in a very decisive way. And this is the result today.
Just to clarify, sorry if I missed it, was every member of your caucus prepared to vote to expel?
I say, our caucus was prepared to do it unanimously, yes.
Probably time for one more.
First deadline coming up next week. What's ahead of you in the week to come? Is it going to be really busy?
That's a great question. Nice work. So yes, I mean, this is going to be a very busy week. And so that's why we had to take care of this right away. And so we're going to be focused now on the budget as a Senate Republican caucus, working on making sure that we're getting the priorities of Minnesotans in front of those committees, in the bills. So it's going to be very busy, and we're going to be focused on those issues.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Senator
Appreciate it.
Mark's going to get
both of them.
Resignation. Why are you not pressing that?
The difference between the dispute with Senator Mitchell and this is night and day. The predatory behavior demonstrated in the criminal complaint by Mr. Eichorn puts people at risk in this chamber. The interns who work in the Bay, who I spent time with yesterday, to make sure that they knew that we had our eye on them and we were going to make sure that they were safe in this space and in this working place. It is hard to conceive of a way that Mr. Eichorn could have returned to this Capitol to operate in any way other than putting others at risk. It is a night and day situation, and they're not comparable.
Why did it take leadership Why did it take leadership almost 2 days to call for its resignation?
I think that it is important for us to have the facts. It is easy to jump to a conclusion for me. I have learned over many years that it is right to make sure you know what you're facing before you draw a quick conclusion. Fastest is not always best. Knowing is the right way. And as we read the federal complaint yesterday, it became clear to me and to my colleagues that what we were reading about was behavior that is incompatible with public service and not fitting for this institution.
Republican colleagues quickly and swiftly called for his resignation. Do you think, at least at the state level, that was the right move?
You know, they made their choice. Perhaps they had different information than we had, but it was important for me and for my colleagues to make sure we understood what was in that criminal complaint before we said what we believe, which is he should resign, and he did.
And you say it's night and day with Senator Mitchell, but there was a vulnerable adult involved in that situation as well. Explain a little bit more about why it's night and day.
It is largely a family situation. She was in, I don't know the details of what she's alleged to do, but she was allegedly in the home of her father to retrieve ashes. It was a family matter. And it will get its day in court. She will have her day in court. She doesn't pose a risk. She doesn't pose a risk to the people who are here. Senator Eichorn, Mr. Eichorn, by that nature of what he was doing, would pose a risk to them.
What about the argument for due process? I mean, that's been
He will get his due process. He will get his due process in court. Had he not resigned and had been expelled, look at our rules. It would demonstrate a level of due process in this body, not one that I think is right. I think it would be right to go to an ethics hearing. I'm grateful he resigned. He needed to resign.
Did y'all ask Senator Mitchell not to be here today?
I did not ask Senator Mitchell not to be
she wasn't here?
I am not sure why she's absent today.
Do you still think she should resign?
Her child had a medical appointment today.
Thank you.
Do you still think she should resign?
I still believe that she needs to make that decision. The people that she represents have not asked for her resignation. They have not asked for her recall. She is here doing work. She's not participating on our committees right now. She is a member. She is here to vote. She will continue.
In your long history, is this one of the worst days and worst things you've ever seen in Minnesota politics?
This is perhaps the most unusual year that I've experienced in the Minnesota legislature, and these last 2 days have been the most disgusting, disappointing, and difficult days. I think for any of us who want to face Minnesotans with integrity and to say, we are here to do the important work of the people, have faith in us, and we will do that work with you, alongside you, with confidence. I think the behavior of Mr. Eichorn ripped that fabric open, and I am grateful that he resigned. We were ready to expel because of it.
Does a vacant seat, obviously it doesn't change the majority, does a vacant seat change anything for the Senate going forward?
I know that the governor has the information about his resignation, which creates a vacancy, and I'm sure there'll be a writ that is issued for a special election.
Would you like to see a woman run for the seat? He pushed a woman aside, basically, to get that seat, didn't he, of one of the former members?
I'm really grateful to be a part of a caucus with the majority of women. I think our voices are important in the legislative process. We have a majority of women. The Senate caucus has only 3 women serving in their body, and perhaps another woman would be other. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.